Dangerous, notorious, dustbins of the ocean, scavengers of the sea. All descriptions used to describe our number 4 shark, which also happens to be one of the 4 sharks blamed for the majority of attacks on people. This is a very big shark. In fact, the tiger shark can grow to the size of a school minibus, making it one of the most formidable predators in the ocean.
When you say the word tiger shark, I get goosebumps. It's definitely my favorite shark of all of them.
The tiger shark is a very big, aggressive shark. In many respects, it is the great white of tropical waters.
It's not really a shark that you can plan to meet. You just hope one day you do, and you hope it's in a good mood when you do.
Besides the great white, the tiger shark is probably the most frightening creature to look at underwater.
No mistaking a tiger shark for 2 reasons. Most people will say the first thing is their stripes, but it's the head. Extremely blunt, round, large head, and they have the most amazing eyes.
Tiger sharks are definitely one of my favorite sharks. They're so big and majestic, almost like a white shark, but with beautiful coloring. We had one called Betty, who used to come regularly to a spot where we used to work in Natal, and we had her so tame that she would eat out of our hands.
The tiger shark is a very scary shark from the point of view that it's referred to as the garbage collector of the sea. It seems to eat anything. Whereas some other shark might bite you and make a mistake, the tiger shark would probably bite you, realize it's made a mistake, and go, oh, well, I'll just finish the rest of him and worry about it later.
Tiger sharks will eat at anything. They have been known to have car number plates inside them, bits of boats.
It probably is deserving of its reputation as a man-eater. It's in the top 3 of sharks that attack humans. However, many, many more tiger sharks are taken every day by human activities and killed by humans than there have ever been shark attacks on people.
I was one of the first underwater cameramen in South Africa to work with tiger sharks. They are the 2nd or 3rd most dangerous shark in the world. So I was very apprehensive when this friend of mine told me that I must come and work with Betty. But once we started working with her, we realized how relaxed she was. She would come up, she would look at the bait, she would look at us, and she would move off. And there was never any feeling of being threatened or any sort of feeling of danger.
The tiger shark regularly will swim up and bump you. And the first few times that it does that, it's a near-death experience because you're expecting it to open its mouth and bite you. And when it doesn't, you realize, I don't know, just something about the enjoyment of being that close to having an animal actually touch you just to see what you're all about. It's kind of like his handshake, so to speak.
Tiger sharks are very difficult to work with. They seem to be very shy. Often we'll see them in the distance and they just won't come in on a bait. Other times you look over your shoulder and there's one right there and you think, oh, what's on his mind?
The tiger will bump into the lens. It's curious, it's tasting, it's checking, but usually when it sees some bubbles, it will fairly quickly turn around and swim off.
With the reputation that they have, you would just think, you see one, that's it, you're dead. They're going to come right up to you and bump you, and it is absolutely the complete opposite. I mean, every tiger shark I've ever jumped in the water with has just ran, or stays off in the distance, or takes hours to actually get comfortable with you enough to come in.
It's mainly a fish eater. And it knows exactly what it wants. One of the neat things that I have found with the tiger shark, because it has such a dark black eye, is that as it moves around, even while it's feeding on fish, you know, in its mouth, it's still observing you just a few feet away. And to me, that means that this animal has a lot going on in its brain.
I know they're potentially very dangerous sharks, and I've seen them rip turtles to pieces, so they certainly are potentially very dangerous. But when we've worked with them, they've been very cautious and certainly not aggressive. I've been right up to them. It's a weird feeling the first time because I knew they had such a reputation and I was scared stiff. And the shark, this was in fact Betty, came right up to the camera to have a look and bit it or just nibbled on it. And I was terrified. And then she just swam away ever so casually. And since then I've been pretty relaxed with them.
It is possible to dive with tiger sharks. People are doing it. We're seeing the results in video footage, and they're beautiful sharks to see underwater.